All right, what is up, guys? It's Bad News Bears, and we are doing a Gekishin Squadra abilities tier list. So I'm going to go through every single ability in the game and rank them Z all the way down to F. I'm going to have the game pulled up on the side, so if it looks like I'm reading, it's because I'm trying to say the abilities' names correctly, by name. So starting with Goku, Kamehameha, it's a pretty quick beam attack, does a ton of damage, applies movement speed down. Very, very strong, even post nerf. I think pretty solid S tier. Meteor Hammer, when used with Kaioken, stagger, solid mobility, pretty short cooldown. It did just go up from 4 to 6, but with backstab, yeah, it's absolutely Giga Nuts ability, does solid damage as well. Kaioken in Z as well. You're upping movement, you're upping strike attack damage, you're upping all of your defense. You combo with your other abilities to do even more damage. Absolutely Giga Nuts ability, super oppressive early and gives you excellent rotation time late. I think pretty undeniably Z tier. And then let's jump into the Spirit Bomb. So the Spirit Bomb, Z tier. It's the best secure in the game. It's screen wide, absolutely Giga Nuts. It does have a bit of a delay, which is its really only negative. But if you're in a 4-stack, there's no reason you should ever lose a boss if the enemy team doesn't have a Goku and you do. Vegeta. So starting with the Energy Blast Volley. I'm not super big on Vegeta personally. I understand this ability does regen his armor, but I'm not super big on it. I think it's pretty average. You do move while casting it, but the damage isn't super there. The secure isn't there. It's got good range, and that's kind of about it. Photon Bomber. Photon Bomber is a fantastic ability. Big AoE. It's a solid CC. Can use it to combo well with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, regular Goku. Really any damage character that needs not like Giga setup like Piccolo. It's still great with Piccolo for Light Grenade as well. And then Explosive Wave. Explosive Wave is pretty solid. It's quick, solid CC, regens his armor. I think it's a really strong ability, even if you max Energy Blast Volley first. I still think that these are better abilities. You just need this for Vegeta, right? And then Big Bang Attack. It's an incredibly underwhelming ability. It restores your armor, but in terms of ultimate, it's pretty not great. Krillin. Energy Mine. In a Ki Blast meta, they're pretty weak right now. But you can use it to deny space, you can use it to deny bads, you can use it to set traps. It is a pretty important part about Krillin's kit. They do solid damage as well. I'm gonna throw them in C. The Solar Flare, great CC, massive part of his kit, is kind of important when setting up with the Destructo Disc. I am gonna put it in A. There is the limitation of they have to be looking at you. So there is that negative of it, but it's an overall solid ability. Scatter Kamehameha, I think another solid ability. Solid damage. If the enemy is marked, it's guaranteed to hit. It's always a guaranteed first strike if you want it. Actually, I think for that purpose, I'm gonna move it to S. Just for that, if this is the ultimate ability for first strike. You're never gonna lose first strike with Scatter Energy Wave. And for that reason, I think I'm going to put it in S. Just it has that massive weight. So if you are doing a specific ideal with your Zenos, you can always guarantee the first strike super consistent. And then Destructo Disc. I think Destructo Disc is solid damage. It can be basically an auto hit. If you don't have a DPS around to secure, it's not the worst secure in the world. It's pretty strong late game. Overall, pretty solid ultimate, I would say. Moving on to Piccolo. Light Grenade. I'm gonna put this in S tier. In super skill damage 1 up, or super skill 1 damage up. Absolutely beast. Put 2 levels into it, you're one-shotting people. Insane range, insane damage, solid AoE. Hellzone Trap. Hellzone Trap's pretty bad. It does apply movement speed down, so like late game you can kind of catch people with it, but ultimately I think it's a pretty bad ability. Demon Whip, part of what makes Piccolo the safest character in the game. It does... Am I gonna put it in S? It is pretty nasty dash range. I might put it in S. I think I will. I'm gonna put it in A because that's kind of all it does is dash, right? It does give you your enhanced auto, but I mean, it's a little hard to aim on an enemy or an ally. It is very strong though, and part of what makes Piccolo as good as he is. And then the special beam cannon. I'm actually gonna put the special beam cannon in B. It does do a lot of damage. It is really solid secure. You do have to sit around and charge it. It is a little bit predictable. But it does hit very hard. I just think it's too much effort for the amount of reward you could get for Oob, which I equate to basically the same ultimate for half of the effort. Going on to Gohan now. So Gohan, Masenko. I'm going to throw Masenko in B. It's a fine beam attack. It does have CC, does solid damage. I just think it's like an okay ability. I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just gonna call it the kick. Masenkayaku, sure. Insane ability. If it's max charge, it's a stagger, decent range for a dash stun, and even if it's not max charge, it's still a silence and disarm. Very strong CC. Maybe the best single ability in the game, possibly. And then skill 3, another insane ability, also S tier, gives you energy defense up. This could basically nullify an ultimate. This is such an underappreciated ability that people just don't know how to use correctly. And then Gohan's ultimate, I'm gonna put in S. It is the longest single CC in the game, if I'm not mistaken. It is single target. The CC, maybe it's not the longest single CC in the game. Maybe I'm mistaken on that. It feels like it. I guess it's probably Gotenks, right? All right, and I guess Cooler ult, technically. It's a very long stagger, solid damage. If you hit someone with it, your team should be killing them. Then going on to Dabura. Oh, also too, we're not even talking about like the stim on the initial part of it. Doom's Ray, this ability sucks butts, part of what makes Dabura virtually unplayable in this current meta and also in Super Start. Very short range, I mean it's melee range, and even then the blast radius is not big until max level. I mean it does okay damage. The fact that this has a channel time at all is stupid. There is the benefit of if you snap vanish beforehand, there is no channel time. It just shouldn't have one to begin with. Darkness Spear, applying no vanishing step and applies movement speed up to self. This ability is Giga Broken, the only really good thing about Dabura. Evil Flame, movement speed down and applies a dot. I mean its range isn't amazing. It's doesn't even do a ton of damage. It's solid at level 3, but I think this ability is kind of mid. I could put it up here, but I think I'm gonna keep it in D. And then Evil Blast, I mean, is a pretty... Here, I'm gonna move it to C. I'm gonna put Evil Blast in D. It's another pretty bad ultimate. You can use it to set up a petrification, but I mean, most good players aren't getting petrified unless they're gonna live it anyway, or they're like desperation trading for something. Boo! Boo recently received a bunch of buffs. Strangle Gum, this ability is pretty solid. Pairs well with Piccolo, pairs well with Goku, pairs well with, I mean, literally anyone. It's a massive slow attack down and hitbox increase. It's very good late game. I mean, it's even fine in the mid game. Healing Ray, I'm gonna put in S. His heal is really good. I mean, they just buffed the ever-living hell out of the range. You can heal from a mile away. The best part about Boo is if you lose your god early, you can still play aggressive because you are a mobile god. You can just heal all the time, and the heal is pretty good. And then the dash is a little awkward. I will give it some grace in Super Start where it's actually really strong, but outside of that, it's just a pretty not great ability. I'm gonna actually put it down in D. If in Super Start, like, yeah, it's around like here, but I'm gonna put it down in D overall. And then Candy Ray. If you manage to hit it, it is an absolute game-changing ability, guaranteed win one fight. Sucks on bosses, sucks at level 1 because it's so hard to hit. I just think it's super inconsistent. If you have a cooler that you can pair with, it's pretty good. I'm just gonna put it in B because yes, like in isolation on success, it's Z, but it's just kind of not super easy to get out there. Now moving on to Zamasu. Heavenly Arrow, the slow balls. I think this is a pretty solid ability. You can redirect while casting. The slow is pretty good, especially late game. It's very strong. It's great for stacking his passive. It's great for clearing out Cell Juniors. I'm actually going to put it in S. I think this is a really good ability and people are underrating it. Divine Rush, I mean, it's just a dash. It doesn't do anything amazing. It's pretty subpar. And then Fierce God Slicer, I think, is terrible. It does not mesh in his kit well at all. Does nothing for the character. So I'm actually even tempted to put it in E, but at least like you're consistently doing it in fights. Like you're never wrong for pressing the button, really, where these are just so hard to use and get anything out of. This just feels weird in his kit and doesn't do a lot, but you do consistently get something out of it. And then his ultimate, I think, is giga underrated. You get iframes. It's a massive slow. It's decent damage, surprisingly. I'm gonna put it in S. I think people will hard disagree with me on that, and you know, you're entitled to your opinion, so that's great. Kale, Blaster Shot. I mean, this is like, how do you rate Kale, right? Like, do you have to rate these together as one? I mean, Blaster Shot, very quick cast time, long range, big AoE, solid damage. I'm going to put this. This is so tough because like it really is the combo, right? Here, I'm going to put this in Z together, right? Like we're assuming this is together. And then I'm going to put this beam down here in F because this thing's a piece of shit. And then Kale's ultimate, her ult's super strong. I mean, it's a free health bar basically. Super strong damage. Yeah, there's no secure, but you can just beat the shit out of teams with this if they're not ready for it. Bad Kale players make this ult look really, really bad. Good Kale players make this ult S tier. Goku. I really didn't explain why I put her beam in F. I mean, it's so awkward to use. It's too short range outside of level 3 to ever really can safely do it. It's just bad. It relies on having a teammate in the line of sight of it for it to do anything of use. It's just not very good. Pansy Bomb, I mean, currently Z tier. AoE is way too big. Damage is way too big. The dot damage lasts too long. Giga Nuts ability. You don't have to stop flying to use it. Glorio, you don't have to stop flying to use it. It is just damage. It does bounce to multiple targets, can do a lot of damage combos with Pansy Bomb. Just for the fact that you don't have to stop flying alone, S tier. And then Power Pole Dance, solid damage reduction. You get energy defense up, strike defense up, movement speed up if you're hit. I think it's a very, very good ability. It does lack a bit in damage, but I mean, he makes up for it everywhere else. And then Daima Goku's ultimate, I think, is a little weird. I'm gonna put it in B. Notice how in B, all of our ultimates right now are really strong ultimates when they're good, but there's always a big negative. Daima Goku, a lot of the time when you're ulting, if it's not the perfect situation, you're dying to use it. If you're anything under than an amazing Daima Goku player. So I'm just gonna put it in B. And like even like good Daima Goku players I've seen use this ult and like die for no reason. Or they're just holding it, waiting for it, and just never using it. This is definitely not what makes Daima Goku good. I think once you see Pansy Bomb get nerfed, you're gonna start seeing this cause Daima Goku a lot more struggles than it is right now. So I'm gonna put it in B. Frieza. By the way, in case you're wondering why I have so many things in Z tier, it's because so many things in this game are overpowered, and that's kind of the point. So I don't feel bad putting a lot of stuff in Z. Zarbon. I mean, Zarbon's just giga broken, right? And do we even need to say anything? Strike defense down, movement speed down, does absolutely unfathomable damage. The boss rip is insane. It's free Kais on the daily. Dodoria, I'm gonna put an A. Solid zone denial, great for defending pad, solid for sieging pad, helps with the boss rip, helps deny entry to boss. And then the movement speed buff, I'm also gonna put an A. I'm actually gonna move Dodoria down to B, I think, and then keep the movement speed in A. Great for rotations, is part of the whole character kit combo. I don't want to weigh too heavily on it being part of the character combo, but it is solid. And then Frieza's Supernova, I'm gonna put in A. Applies all attack down, is a massive AoE. It's great for sieging, great for defending, part of Frieza's boss rip. It's a little hard to use in a normal fight because you do have to charge it, but I mean, a lot of the time you're using it for sieges. Fantastic ability, for sure. I actually think, now I'm thinking about it, I was thinking cooldowns. I didn't put Kale's ultimate cooldown enough into consideration. It's a very, very long cooldown, so I'm gonna bump it down to A. Bojack, and we're at the halfway point. Galactic Buster. I mean, it's a terrible ability. I shouldn't put it this low. I feel like that's unfair. I'm gonna put it down here. Why you have to stop moving to use it is beyond me. It's super, super mid. Cosmic Bloom. It's an okay zoning ability. I might even do this. It's an okay zoning ability. Does decent damage. A little awkward to use, but at least it doesn't fully stop your movement. It's pretty okay late game. Psycho Thread, I think, is a really strong ability. Massive AoE slow is kind of the only way that Bojack can do anything relevant early. And then Bojack's ultimate is just the bottom of F tier. So bad. So unbelievably bad. By the way, these are not ordered within tier. You know, Meteor Hammer isn't necessarily better than Demon Spear, but that's all for Bojack. The most disappointing ult of all time. We've been there, we've done that, we don't need to talk about it much more. Baby Finger Blitz Barrage. I mean, max level, it's a pretty big AoE. It's a little bit of CC. It's a decent pushback. I think this ability is a little underrated. I'm gonna put it in B. You do pretty consistently get value out of it, in my opinion. Baby's Slow. Again, this is an incredibly underrated ability. Strike defense up, movement speed down. This is a great lockdown ability. It does make you tankier. It lets you create space and slow people down, chase down kills. I think this is rather an unappreciated ability. It is really, really bad at level 1, so that's the only thing keeping me from putting it in A. And then Possession Allies. Yeah, you guys are insane for thinking this is a bad ability ever. Insane lifesteal, insane damage. Just an absolute beast of an ability. And then Revenge Blast. Yeah, this ultimate's pretty bad. It can help Baby a lot, so I am going to put it in C, but ultimately it's kind of jank. It definitely needs some help. I think it needs to deal... It probably needs to deal more damage. Now we got Oob. For Oob, Rage Barrage. I mean, this ability sucks other than using it to get your Cyclone, and I don't want to put too much weight on farming Cyclone on an ability, so I'm going to put it down in D. You do at least it's sort of similar to Zamasu. You do at least consistently use the ability, so there is that aspect of it. I mean, Oob Stim, great range spacing. Oh right, shit, no, I'm actually gonna put an S because you get no obstruction, increases your range attacks and your dash range. Yeah, absolutely nuts ability. It reduces cooldown. I'm even debating like putting this in Z right now. Is that crazy to put this in Z? Nah, I'm gonna leave it in S, but I am also going to put Shooting Chaser in S. Fantastic ability, part of Oob's ability to space out enemies, does a ton of damage, stacks his Cyclone, makes him super safe, but also lets him play aggressive. And then Cyclone Burst. I mean, is this not just better Special Beam Cannon? This is just faster Special Beam Cannon. You do need Cyclone stacks to get value out of it, but it's a really strong ability. Turns people into candy, and also good for securing objectives. Let me make sure I still have this framed well for the video. we can, yeah, we can work with this. It's fine. Next, moving on to, where are we here? Khalifa. This is tough because how do you rate this? Like, I mean, I guess the provoked isn't her passive, so you have to tie the provoked to the ability. So, I mean, is it just like, I mean, provoked is the strongest ability in the game, right? It's just completely unfair. This goes for the blaze dive as well. The blaze dive does give you mobility, so I'm gonna put both of these in Z because the provoked mechanic is completely broken. Energy release, I'm not super big on. I know I'm underselling what this ability can do probably. It blocks beam attacks. It does give you movement speed up after it. I think better players punish this ability a lot better than bad players. Obviously, I mean, that goes for every ability, but I will put it in A. And then Crush Cannon, her ultimate, I think it's terrible at level 1. Everything beyond that, it's really good. Again, we're talking about applying provoked. Yeah, it just sucks at level 1. I'm gonna put an S for that reason. She does move fast as shit while using it, so it is very strong. No. Am I really saying this is on par with Zamasu and Oob? No, I'm gonna put it in Z. I'm talking myself out of it. Now, going into Trunksu. Burst Sword. Solid secure. Way too short range early. Is an execute. I'll put it in S. I just think Trunks has some struggles. Vanish Strike. I'm also gonna put in. I'm gonna put Burst Sword in A and Shining Strike or Vanish Strike in S. I think that's a little more fair. Vanish Strike is really good. It's just unfortunately tied to Trunks in like a sort of way. It's good mobility. It's just like, it's basically Meteor Smash without the stun and not being on Goku, but also you can recast it. Burning Attack, yeah, pretty bad ability. I mean, the smoke's useful, I suppose, but it just feels really bad within Trunks' kit. Trunks is all. I think Trunks has a pretty fine ult. You are an immobile assassin while using it. Does apply movement speed down and gives you movement speed up afterwards, and you can use it in combo with the jump. Yeah, I mean, it does solid damage. Usually if you're using it and you know what you're doing, you're getting a kill out of it, so that's good. Android 17, Barrier Ball. It's just a beam attack, and to get actual value out of its passive requires them to be sped up, which means it's not always applicable. Goku is already running pretty rampant, so I guess it's okay. I'm gonna put it in B. Barrier Knuckle is basically non-existent. It is a solid stagger, or not a solid stagger. It is a stagger. It does apply movement speed down. It is just so unbelievably short range. It is, you do have to know how to use it well if you are going to play this character and do well on this character. It is just a bad ability though. And then I think his shield is, well, I'll put his shield in S and then his ult in Z. His ult is just bigger shield and gives anti-heal. So I mean, you know, this can stop a spirit bomb. This can stop a spirit bomb by more and apply anti-heal. So gonna put it in Z and the regular shield in S. I'm having a hard time getting through the end of this video. I'm tired and my voice is giving out, but we push through. Cooler. Destruction Ray, I don't love this. Okay, so this is where we have to figure this out. Do we count Cooler's passive within his abilities? I mean, I don't think we do, right? Like, we just have to ignore his passive. Do we? Well, then we can't say these deserve to be Z. I'm gonna include his passive, which means I'm putting Destruction Ray in S tier, or in Z tier rather. Very short cooldown, and that is the biggest thing about this. The amount of times you can just get iframes just for having this on such a short cooldown is insane. Death Stopper applies high pressure and movement speed down. Again, iframes if you're against a highly mobile team. This is absolutely giga nuts. And then Death Chaser, I'm going to put in Z. It's a pretty solid ability. It does stagger when used in combo with his passive. If it's not used in combo with his passive, it does solid damage and applies movement speed down. I just think these two edge it out a little bit. And then Atomic Supernova, we're also going to put in Z, one of the best ultimates, if not the best ultimate in the game. Massive AoE CC, and even scarier if used in combo with his ult for the extra damage and increased AoE. Cooler, very, very, very strong. The Gammas! These are some abilities. The Gamma Dash. I'm going to put it in D. It does decent damage. You can... This is Gamma Strike, so the skill 1. You can dash 3 times. There's the awkward pose at the end. This is a kind of inconsistent ability. And if you lose Gamma 2, this ability is just gone, which is jank. Gamma Impact, it's just a worse dash. Feels almost unusable 90% of the time. Terrible ability. Yeah, you get extra HP, but I mean, you're so frail anyway. It basically does nothing unless you're in your ultimate. Terrible, terrible. Their guns, the Gamma Blaster / Full Burst, actually pretty solid. It's just solid AoE beam attack. It's shorter range than most beams in the game, which is unfortunate, but does do solid damage up close. Ultimate. This one's a little weird. I'm gonna put it in A, I think. In theory, this ultimate's good. It's just this character sucks so bad and needs buffs really bad, but I don't want to say like because of that reason this ult sucks. It's a solid stun. You are a lot stronger. You have more health. And then you can also use the Core Breaker once per game. If it wasn't for the Core Breaker, I was going to put this in B, but I'm going to put it in A. Core Breaker does also have the unfortunate reality of you lose Gamma 2, and it takes forever for it to land. But when it does a ton of damage. Android 18, Destructo Disc. I mean, just a bog standard beam attack. Deals more damage, yes, the less HP the enemy has. I mean, sure. I'm never really scared of this attack, though. Lightning Step does a lot of damage. It's a dash. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's pretty standard dash, like, is the reality of it. There's not much to say. A Cell Dash, I'm going to put an S. This is what actually makes her really, really scary, what lets her snowball super hard into a strong late game. Insane, insane ability. Heartbreaker. It's the one-shot kill button. If you know how to play 18, you're just going to kill people with it. It's free, it's quick, it's easy. It's pretty hard to mess up. It's basically lock on. Solid S tier ability. The only real issue with 18 is all of her single target abilities. Like, all these abilities are single target. Cell. I said that Dabura has the single best ability in the game. I mean, if Raid Smash is... I think Raid Smash is so good. Big Bang Crash. Pretty average beam attack. Has a bit of a delay, does apply movement speed down though. Pretty solid AoE. Raid Smash is an absolutely busted ability. Z tier if you're playing with 3Q. It's free grabs, it's a massive stagger, massive dash. One of the best abilities in the game for sure. Regeneration, pretty decent ability as long as you're not playing from too far behind. I think people really underappreciate this ability. I'm gonna put it in B. People really struggle. People really struggle to use this ability well. You also have to keep in mind that if you're debuffed, you can tap this button and tap it again and you will get rid of the debuff, by the way. In case that wasn't... In case we didn't know that, like... Energy Field. This ability, I would put in S. I'm gonna put it in A just because it's pretty much useless when base form Cell. This does make you immune to energy attacks, yourself and allies that are in the barrier, so it's very good with that. If you are transformed, it makes the Cell game Serena, which is usually just a guaranteed kill if you're around your team. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it in A. Hit, I've never touched, so I don't know what his abilities are based on the icons, so I actually have to look in game. Death Blow. What is this one? This is the beam. I mean, it's solid poke. It's an annoying ability. I'm gonna put it in B. I think it's pretty bog standard average, right? Can only be used in, well, It can't only be used in stealth. It keeps you in stealth if you use it, which I guess is relevant. Vital Point Strike. This is the one that if you are not discovered, you get staggered. This is an incredibly frustrating ability. It's a pretty long stagger as well, right? I'm actually gonna watch the video. How long is the stagger? It feels long when oh yeah, it's a long stagger. Yeah, super frustrating ability, very strong in lane. And then this is just his dimensional infiltration. This is just his stealth. I mean, I'm having a hard time valuing this. Like, is this what, like, we're talking within the kit, right? We've been talking within the kit the entire time. I guess it's S by definition. And then Assassin's Domain. I think his ultimate's really good, actually. It's a pretty frustrating ultimate. I am gonna put it in S tier. And just give me a moment. Edit this out, maybe. No, never mind. Don't edit this out. It's fine. Carry on. There's all of Hit's abilities. Who's up next? It is 2 DLC characters. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Kamehameha. I could see, like, you should put this in S or Z, right? But this ability has two major glaring drawbacks, which are it's not great secure for wave farm. For Kai's, rather. It's great at Cell Juniors because they just die right away. It's not great Kai secure. And the beam takes so goddamn long where you're just standing still. If you use it even remotely near a Trunks or an 18 or a Cell and you don't kill whoever you're beaming immediately, you are just dead. Explosive Strike, really solid movement ability, solid execute ability. I'm gonna put it in A as well. And then Instant Transmission. I mean, yeah, this is Z tier 150,000%. Being able to go wherever you want on the map is pretty OP. Dragon Fist, I'm also gonna put in Z. Solid secure, really good damage, really fast cast time. It locks you into place for a little bit, but I mean, it's irrelevant because that time you're locked into place, you're covered by the dragon anyway, so who cares? Anyone who's hitting you is gonna die. Go Tanks! I mean, this is an interesting thing about how I feel about Go Tanks. Hyper Ultra Super combo, really solid ability. It's a safe stun that is pretty hard to punish because you rotate back to the location, you go back to the location. A lot of people are bringing up the fact of you can snap out of it. Yes, you 100% can vanishing step out of it, but you are forcing people to hold their snap vanish and avoid and take other damage, or they'll use it and then you can just use this. And then people go, well, what if they build the double vanish step card? Well, guess what? Then you already got value to this, didn't you? Because they don't have backstab now. So there is that. I think this is a super strong ability, even if it has that glaring flaw. I think it's not really even that much of a flaw. Galactic Donut, it's a little jank, but it's very good. You can use it over walls for support. I think it's fantastic with 3Q, fantastic with Cooler, fantastic with Vegeta. It's great with a lot of characters. It does what it does well. I think once people get a bit more used to it, the jankness will wear off. Super Ghost, a little weak damage wise, are breakable, but you can also use them to block other abilities. I'm gonna put them in A. They do great against Gohan. They counter hit really well. I think they're just a solid ability. And then Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. Yes, it's dodgeable for sure, but if you're dropping it in a team fight, there's not really a whole lot you can always necessarily do. It forces you out, it forces you off the boss, it forces you out of position, or you're taking it and you're getting disarmed and silenced for 5 seconds. It's excruciating how long you have those CC effects for. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. And here is our tier list at the end of it all. Let me know what you think. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Please go down in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm crazy about anything. There should be 2 videos on screen now. Give those a watch, and that's all for me. Bears out.